So good morning. Uh, Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to see about webinar on cloud computing, and then I am very glad to take this webinar for SIVET College. Okay, so it's in Chennai. So this program is organized by Department of Commerce, Computer Application, and then uh, the thanks for this wonderful webinar to the organized by Department of Commerce with association with Pantech eLearning, and thanks for some of the special persons like President of SIVET College, Secretary of SIVET College, Principal and Directory of SIVET College. Okay, and then inviters, HODs and staffs. Okay, Department of Commerce, Computer Application. So I like to give thanks to both patrons and inviters to conducting this wonderful webinar on cloud computing. Okay, so thank you. Let me enter into the session what is the cloud computing and what are the uses of cloud computing. In this webinar I will tell you from where we can use cloud, where and all we are using cloud computing, and what are the types of cloud computing is available, and then what are the different type of deployment cloud computing, and some other cloud computing related to the cloud computing applications I will teach you. Okay, so let me start the session. So before we start the session, I like to introduce about Pantech Solution. So Pantech Solution first origin on 2004. It's 7 branches and then 100+ employees, and then we are conducting the more than 1200+ workshops. Okay, so workshops till it's going on. The workshop fully oriented based on technical session only. Okay, not like a theory session and all. So fully it will be based on technical session only. Okay, so our main aim of the Pantech Solution is like we are developing an industrial projects like research and development projects, industrial projects, and then we are giving an faculty development program also. Okay, faculty development FDP program, and then hands-on training workshops, and then internships and in-plant training, and then short-term course, value-added course, academic project training, and then customized design service and state-of-art R&D department. Okay, so this is our main aim. We are focusing on these areas to share the knowledge to each and every persons. Okay, so and we have another one thing also, like we are developing an academic projects for ECE, EEE domains or CSE or IT domains. Okay, so ECE or EEE domain means we have domains like Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, embedded system or robotics, VLSI, FPGA, TMS processor, and image processing, and OpenCV. Okay, both are same. And then network simulation. Okay, like WSM, MANET, WANET, and wireless body area network, and then power electronic, and then electric vehicles. So these are the area covered by ECE and EEE domain. And then we have CSE and IT, that is pure software oriented, like big data, data analysis, Internet of Things, Python, Android, Kotlin, and then Android application development, like text mining, NLP, image processing, cloud computing, and mobile computing. Okay, so this are covered by CSE and IT. Okay, so academic projects also available in our Pantech Solution. Okay, so this is just introduction about our Pantech Solution. So let me enter into the session. Webinar is all about cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing. So this is the table of contents. What are the areas we are covered in this webinar? Okay, so first we see about type of cloud. Okay, before types of cloud, I will give some introduction. Okay, introduction part, how we can use cloud and why we are what are the use of cloud and all, and then cloud computing services. Okay, so what are the services available and what are the types of services available, and architecture. Okay, cloud computing architecture, and virtualization and cloud computing. Okay, this is important, virtualization and cloud computing. And then grid computing versus cloud computing. Okay, in cloud computing also we have different type of computing like grid computing or utility computing. Okay, we will see about grid computing versus cloud computing, and grid computing and utility computing. Okay, then after that, what are the security concern in cloud computing? Okay, what we have to do to protect our data, and that is privacy concern. Okay, so these are the content we are covering in this today's webinar. So first of all, we'll just give the introduction to cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing. Okay, so in name itself we have suggest cloud plus computing. Okay, so first of all we need to know what is cloud. Okay, so here we have a definition. It provides the mean by which we can access the application usually over the internet. Okay, so using the internet we can access each and every day from wherever you can. Okay, so it allows to create or configure or customize the application online. And then cloud computing can use then access the database via internet through, if you are having a good internet, you can access through anywhere. Okay, anything. Okay, so that is the introduction of cloud. Okay, so I will tell you some example, real-time example. Okay, so what is the use of cloud? Okay, so assume for example we are developing a new company. Okay, so company name is ABC. Okay, so we are developing a new company, though this IT company. Okay, so ABC IT company, right? Okay, so for this IT company, first of all we need to build an web application, right? So we need to build a web application. So if you want to build a web application, we need servers. Okay, first of all we need servers. Okay, so for servers we need to buy servers, different type of servers, how much GB you need, like that servers you need to buy. Okay, after you have a servers, after you buy the servers, and next thing you need to control the traffics. Okay, for example if you develop on web application and you are giving to the public. Okay, but each and every time if you search it in Google, our company name will be in front we need. Okay, based on the traffic wise only it will be give the search engine. Okay, that is based on ranking. Okay, each and every domain websites have some ranking. Okay, so based on the ranking only it will be give the result. Okay, so we need to without any traffic we need to search. Okay, we need to search. So that is the one of the thing we need to achieve. And then after that, after buying a server and after achieve the traffic, and then next we need to maintain those servers, because we need to each day we need to see the servers how it's working and what are the things we need to do for maintain those servers. We need to protect the data. Okay, so data sometimes it may be lost. Okay, so because we are computing a large number of files. Okay, so we need to protect the data. Okay, so like that we need to maintain the servers. Okay, so this and all we need to achieve means the cost and power consumption and manpower, this and all will increase for your company. Okay, so it will be increase for your company. So in this situation we need to overcome this situation, means at this time only we are using cloud. Okay, so cloud is nothing but they will give each and every access, as like if you want to access a software, or if you want to access a even like whole development. Okay, otherwise if you want to just access the only data. Okay, like that based on the different type of access we have different type of service providers. Okay, so if you want to access only a data, we have one different service provider. Okay, if you want to access only an application in cloud, you have some different services. Okay, so if you want to store only a data, means we have different type of services. Okay, so based on that what type of service you need, you can buy or you can access based on cloud. Okay, so cloud is nothing but just we can access your data or your application or your development application from each and everywhere if you have a good internet connection in your PC or mobile. Okay, so this is called cloud. Next we will come into an computing. Okay, so what is computing? Computing is nothing but if you are do some manipulating, if you are do some configuring your data, okay, or if you are accessing some application through online, okay, that is called computing. Okay, so you are changing your storage or infrastructure through or application through internet connection, that is called computing. Okay, so cloud computing is a both combination of software and hardware based computing resources. Okay, so not only fully oriented of software, not only oriented of hardware. Okay, so if you need for example, if you have a low configuration PC, you can, if you want to increase the PC, you need to buy a new RAM or new processors for your PC. But if you take on cloud, okay, so the cloud will minimum they will give some configuration. Okay, so if you want to even more you want some configuration higher efficiency, means if you pay the amount, means they will give the higher number of configuration to the PC. And one thing here, we just accessing our data and developing our application, and just we are using some less amount of payment only. But if you are real time, if you are in real time, if you are buying on server and maintaining that server it's difficult. So maintenance and all they will take care. If your data security will be, they will take care. Okay, you need to access through cloud. Okay, so that is the deep explanation of what is cloud computing. Okay, so cloud computing is nothing but we are accessing our data or our application through online without any interruption. Okay, so that is the called cloud computing. Okay, so here you can see cloud computing. So what are cloud computing architecture? Okay, so architecture, you can see we have a web browser. Through web browser we are accessing whatever we need. Okay, so based on the internet connectivity you can access whatever we need. Then it will be give some data or give some applications to access. Okay, and then database server. Okay, so for example, nowadays we have we are using now PlayStations. Okay, right? PlayStation using PlayStation we are playing some like Xbox or some other PlayStation. If you want to play a game through PCs, you want to buy a PlayStation games, that Xbox like that and all. But in future, okay, so we don't need to buy even PlayStation games this and all. Okay, so using, if you are having a good internet connection, using data internet connection itself, you can play your game through cloud itself. Okay, so they will give high configuration of PC, like more processors and graphics cards and RAM. Okay, with high configuration, and they will give to you. You can play with through internet connection itself. Okay, so now it's recently they will introduce like Microsoft. Okay, so let's we see they will introduce in coming days. Okay, so cloud computing architecture, and then here you can see what are the thing you can access through cloud. Okay, so you can access the cloud like for your company you want servers, only server means you can use servers, or you need virtual disk. Okay, virtual desktop. Okay, like if you want to access different type of OS. Okay, so now we are using Windows or Mac, you need to use some other different OS, means you can virtually you can run the OS also. Okay, and software platform. Okay, you can use some other softwares like Gmail or Google Drive or some other photos, Google Photos like that. Okay, and then application, you can build your own application. Okay, so in Google also they introduced Google app engine. Okay, so using Google app engine you can build your own application, and then you can run through that cloud itself, and if it is perform correctly, means you can publish the application. Okay, and then storage. Okay, storage is important here, right? So storage also you can buy using cloud computing. Okay, so this and all some of the application we can use through cloud computing. And then next one, so one of the major, okay, so one of the main cloud computing resources, like freely they are giving. Not only freely, paid also we have, like Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, and Google. Okay, one of the most famous one. But here you need to think one thing. Okay, so here Amazon Web Service is there. Okay, so Amazon Web Service is the one of the world first, okay, the world first web service platform means that is Amazon Web Service only. How means, you, for example, you can compare without Amazon Web Service, you can compare any other cloud platform like Microsoft Azure or Google, and some other, even more other platforms also there, right? So you can compare all those platform also. Okay, the Amazon having some configuration, right? So those configuration will be not equal to Amazon Web Service. Okay, so it's Amazon platform's web service is 6 times better than compared to any other platform. Okay, so Amazon is one of the best web service platform in this world. Okay, so let me see the benefits of cloud computing. Okay, so you can use lower IT infrastructure, right? So if you buy some cloud computing from cloud computing softwares or some cloud infrastructure, we can reduce our office infrastructure. Okay, so IT office infrastructure we can reduce and improve performance. Okay, so we don't need to buy different type of computers, and you don't need to maintain those computers. Okay, so you can use this improved performance and fewer maintenance issue only. Okay, just paying amount, that's enough. Okay, so we don't need to use maintain those servers and all. Okay, instant software updates. Okay, anytime we can get a software updates, and then improved compatibility between operating system and backup and recovery, performance and scalability. Okay, so the performance we can't tell anything, it will be more. Okay, so performance will be more compared to real time, and then increased storage capacity and increased data safety. Okay, so these are the benefits if you are using cloud computing. Okay, the basic concept. Okay, so what are the area we can achieve the cloud computing? Okay, so one of the major area we can achieve the cloud computing is, one is deployment model, another one is service model. Okay, so the model is nothing but how and all we can access the cloud. Okay, so accessing of cloud is different way. One is deployment model way and then service model way. Okay, let me see what is deployment model and what is service model. Okay, so types of cloud, this is the deployment model. In deployment model we have different type of model we have, like public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud and community cloud. Okay, so public cloud is nothing but like in name itself we have suggest. Okay, so it's scalable and reliable, and then inexpensive and location independent. Okay, so we can access if you have an account. Okay, that is called public cloud. Okay, then private cloud, it's only applicable for one company. Okay, so within company, if you are having an own company, you need to buy a cloud, means for your company you can buy like this. Okay, that is private cloud. Okay, so scalable, secure, flexible and greater control. Then we have another one, that is hybrid cloud. Okay, hybrid cloud is nothing but combination of private and so that is private, the two type of private cloud will be combined, is called as a hybrid cloud. Okay, they are also scalable, secure, flexible and cost effective. Okay, so here you can see the example of public cloud. Example is email. Okay, so whoever you need email address, okay, you can register through like Microsoft Outlook or Gmail or Hotmail. Okay, so like that we have different type of platform. You can give your details and register, means it will be public only. Okay, so you can send the mail from one place to one user to another user, and you can receive the mail, that and all. Okay, that is public cloud. And then next one, private cloud, within an organization. Okay, so within organization, if you are buying a cloud, it will be applicable within organization. we can access. Okay, that is private cloud. Okay, and then community cloud and hybrid cloud. Okay, so community cloud is group of organization. Okay, like Google, combination of now for COVID-19 they are building a chatbot. Okay, so the combination of IBM and Google only. Okay, so like that, the combination of different some different organization, that is cloud computing, sorry, community cloud. And then hybrid cloud is nothing but public and private. Okay, so public and private mean nothing but, so some other product. Okay, so the product related and income related about that company, they will access one between some other group of person. And then like marketing side. Okay, marketing side and advertisement side and all, they can see in by some other public also. That is the difference between hybrid cloud. Okay, so community cloud is group of organization and hybrid cloud is public plus private cloud. Okay, so this are the types of cloud. Next one, cloud computing services. Okay, what are the services we have? Okay, how we can, because we already know what is cloud. Okay, so we can access some other data or access some other application like that. Okay, so I already told you how we can access those. Okay, so if you want to access some other data, we need some type of services. Okay, if you want to build on application and you need to check that those application, for that we have some different services. Okay, if you want to buy like hardwares and installing OS, like that means we have some different services. Okay, so totally services have totally three type of services is there. Okay, one is SaaS, PaaS and IaaS. Okay, so software as a services, platform as a services, infrastructure as a services. We have totally three type this one. Okay, next what we will do, line by line we will see the what are the services and what are the useful of the services. Okay, next, first of all we will see about software as a services. Software as a services means software application. Okay, so you can access only an applications like email or Gmail. Okay, some other drive, Google Drive. Okay, so they will give the software. Okay, they will give the software. You can just send the mail from one user to another user, like that. Okay, so like if they will provide using web based services. Okay, so usually build based usage or usually highly scalable architecture, like that. Okay, so you can see these are the some of the example of software as a services. Okay, so I already told you guys Google apps. Okay, so these are the software as a services. And then platform as a services. Okay, so platform as a services means they will give some platform to that is they will give some runtime environment. Okay, within that environment you can do whatever it is, like developing, building an application or installing an application, or after deploying of tools. Okay, so like that we can do some anything. Okay, so building and delivering an web application, that is the use of platform as a service. Okay, so example of platform services like Amazon Web Service, Azure as service. So this is PASO is you want some data storage, or you want some servers. Okay, you need to buy those servers, means you can use those platform. Okay, so you can buy the services. Okay, then next one is infrastructure as a services. Infrastructure as a services nothing but like infrastructure demand scalable services. Okay, so like delivery of technology, infrastructure service, demand scalable, and virtual machine and virtual storage. Okay, so like if you want to run, you can, if you want means you can install even OS also, and then you can usually build based usage. Okay, so this is infrastructure oriented services. Okay, so like we have, these are the examples for infrastructure OSs. Okay, so next overall combination. Okay, so how we can Gmail. Okay, so the better example of IaaS, PaaS, SAS is, for example, you can assume that you want to order some food. Okay, through using Zomato or using some Uber Eats. Okay, you just going through the app. Okay, you is using the app from your home itself, and you are ordering the food, and then they will give the delivery to your home, door delivery to the home. Okay, so this is the example of SaaS. Okay, so using just a software, they will use some clouds, and they have own data, and they have own cloud. Using that one you just using that one and then ordering. So that is SaaS. Okay, if you take it as a PaaS, if you want to eat like some food for your lunch or dinner, you need to go to hotel. Okay, so in hotel they will build some infrastructure like chair, table, and spoon, plate. Okay, you are using that infrastructure. Okay, and eating a food, and then you will return to the home. Okay, so that is PaaS. Okay, so they will provide some infrastructure to you. Whatever you need to do, you can do with that infrastructure. Okay, so that is PaaS. Then IaaS. Okay, infrastructure as a service. Okay, infrastructure as a service is nothing but, if you want to you are going to the hotel, okay, and you are not ordering the food, you are preparing the food, and then you are consuming that food. Okay, so eating the food. Okay, so that is called IaaS. Okay, so this is the basic difference between SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, so here you can see like what are the SaaS. You can use only data. Okay, you don't use any application, any runtime environment, middleware, or OS, or virtualization, or servers, or storage, or networking. Okay, you can use only manage data. Okay, so in PaaS you can manage data plus application. Okay, so data plus application you can use in PaaS. Okay, that is PaaS. And then IaaS. Okay, so IaaS nothing but data, application, runtime, middleware, and up to OS. You can changing of OS from one OS to another OS, and you can use some middleware applications also, and you can manage those kind of. That is difference between SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, so next thing, cloud computing architecture. Okay, so cloud computing architecture, before that you can see just what are the clouds available, like Instagram, iCloud, Tumblr, Pinterest, and then LinkedIn, YouTube, Netflix one of the leading cloud sources, and then SkyDrive, Yahoo Mail, okay, Kindle, Google Play Store, Twitter, Dropbox. Okay, so this are all cloud. Okay, so you just see the clouds. And the next one, virtualization and cloud computing. Okay, so virtualization is nothing but virtualizing something. Okay, so for example, you have a single physical server. Okay, so the single physical server will be converted into the multiple logical server. Okay, so based on that multiple logical server, you can achieve the task. Okay, so that is called virtualization. Simply, you want to simple explanation about virtualization is, for example, now I have a Windows OS in my PC. Okay, so I need to install Mac OS or Ubuntu in my PC. Means what we have to do, we need to erase that Windows OS, and then we need to install new OS of Ubuntu. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Okay, but we have another method also. Okay, what is that another method? Means virtualization method. Virtualization method is nothing but, in your PC itself you can install some virtualization software. Okay, like software is like VMware, okay, virtual machine, VMware or VBox. Okay, using that virtual machine software, within that software you can install your Ubuntu or Mac OS, and you can use as a host. As a host is Windows OS only, but you can virtually run another OS using that software. Okay, so that is called virtualization. Okay. Okay, so you can if you have a single server, that is if you have a single PC, you can run the multiple OS in your PC. Okay, that is single physical layer into multiple logical server. Okay, so that is called virtualization in cloud sources. Okay, so here you can see example. Okay, and then in virtualization we have totally three type of virtualization. One is network virtualization, another is server virtualization, another one is storage virtualization. Network virtualization in MSL we have suggest we are just allocating the bandwidth to different type of channel, that is equal bandwidth to each channels. Okay, so that is one network virtualization. So here we can see I will giving equal importance to all the PC. Okay, then server virtualization. Server virtualization is nothing but masking of server resources. Okay, masking of server resources like processors we have, RAM we have, operating system we have. Okay, so what we are doing means just masking. Masking is like we are taking an for reducing the burden of the complexity. For example, you can assume that we have one person. Okay, so to that person I am giving totally 10 tasks, you need to do that task, 10 tasks you need to do that task, means it's burden to him. Okay, but what, instead of that 10 allocating single person 10 tasks, I will allocate the task for different person. For example, if I have a 2 person, okay, 5 tasks to first person and 5 tasks to second person, means so easily they will do some process and easily give the result. Okay, so that is the use of server virtualization. Okay, so server virtualization we have like different method, like what is that, peer to peer. Okay, so that peer to peer is like all the nodes act as a server, and then we have another method also, like what is that another method, master and slave. Okay, so master and slave, so master will give some task to slaves. Okay, so the slaves will be do the task, and then master will be allocate the memory to the each slaves. Okay, so for example here what the thing is, master and slave will be communicate with each other, but slave to slave will not communicate with each other. Okay, okay, so that is the one of the thing we can do with server virtualization. Okay, then storage virtualization, the multiple network storage device, and so storage virtualizing the storage, that is storage virtualization. And then next we will enter into the grid computing versus cloud computing. Okay, so what is grid computing and cloud computing? Okay, so first of all you need to know what is grid computing. Okay, so grid computing is like it's like capabilities of other, like for example you can assume that Amazon we have, Google Cloud we have, Microsoft Azure we have. Okay, so they will provide grid computing. Okay, so using that grid computing, the capabilities of other companies can rent to the host their offerings. Okay, so other companies can ask for rent to host their offerings. Okay, so this is the quite popular in these days, like companies to attempt offload their capability of expenditure. Like for example you can take it as a like Amazon Prime, okay, or Netflix. Okay, so that's another considered grid computing only. Okay, so they will ask the some other like organization to for rent, and then they will host the company's videos, series, web series, or like that. Okay, so that is grid computing. Okay, so grid computing here one of the example. Okay, one of the easy example, like computing grid computing is compared to we can electricity grid also. Okay, so where it is spans through the network, it provides its services. Okay, so from we have a power station, so after power station we have a transformer will pass the electricity to like all the persons, like from heavy industry to farm industries. Okay, so for all the person it equally split to the that equally it's give according to the area wise it will be due. Okay, so that is the one of the example of grid computing. Okay, so here grid computing versus cloud computing. So cloud computing is simply it's a service provider only. Okay, they will provide the services. If you want means you can utilize those services, but this is different. Grid computing is different because you can accomplish the common goal. Okay, so you can interconnect with the computer system and you can accomplish the common goal. For example, one staff is there. Okay, so the staff want to correct the check the correction of the exam paper. Okay, for example, I am giving to the staff 20 exam papers. You need to correct that until the mark means the staff getting burden. Okay, so we can divide those 20 papers to each staff, like to five staffs, allocating the 5 staffs, and we are dividing the exam paper to each 5 staffs means it will be we will accomplish the goal within time. Okay, so that is grid computing. Okay, so cloud computing is a centralized model. Okay, centralized model means the best example of cloud computing, you can take it as your phone pay or Google Pay. Okay, so if you want to do some transaction from your friend from your account to your friend account, you need between that you need some UPI key. The UPI key belongs to your bank server. Okay, so based on the if the bank server is accept the account transaction, it will be transferred from your account to another account, otherwise it won't. Okay, so that is called centralized model. Okay, decentralized model is you can take it like blockchain technology. Okay, so blockchain technology is like based on decentralized model only. Okay, so now we are moving into grid computing only, that is decentralized model only. Okay, so in centralized model they have some disadvantages. Okay, so if the master server will be down, we can't do any other activities. Okay, but in decentralized model, if any node, okay, decentralized is nothing but if I enter into the we have one community. Okay, we have one cluster. Within that cluster, if I also added means I am also one if I add means I will call as a one node. Okay, so how many members will be added in that cluster? The cluster within that cluster, they all will be act as a both servers and then client. Okay, so that is called decentralized network. Okay, so if any node or any user will be out of that cluster or it's not working, it won't affect any other nodes. Okay, so any other transaction. Okay, that is called decentralized network. Okay, and then it's a single party cloud sources, but it's a multiple party cloud sources. Okay, and then we have in cloud computing more services, but here we have limited services only, and it belongs to single organization and it belongs to different organization. Let we move on to what is cloud computing and utility computing. Okay, so cloud computing and utility computing is nothing but pay per using billing method only. Okay, so we have collecting a lot of data. Okay, so from customer sides also and client side also. Okay, so using those data we will do some process. Okay, some data analysis process or some other machine learning technique or deep learning technique. Okay, so this is the thing we are doing with utility computing. Okay, utility computing is the best example is customer relationship management. Okay, so if you want to build an if you want to do any recommendation system, we need some data, right? So in if you in Amazon or Flipkart, they are doing this CRM method, customer relationship management only. Okay, so based on the buying, storage, and based on the buying the things, okay, they will recommend you what type of things you will like. Okay, so they will recommend according to that. Okay, so that is utility computing. Okay, so utility computing versus cloud computing. Utility computing is able to charge offer according to the service, but they will mostly they will not charge, but if you need extra we need to charge, we need to pay the amount. Okay, but utility computing users wants to control the geographical location. Okay, that is within some infrastructure will be utility computing will be used, but in cloud computing we can access from anywhere. Okay, so if you have a good internet connection, you can access from anywhere utility computing. And then utility computing is a most favorable performance and selection of infrastructure in critical situation, but it will be not from, it will be as they are giving, you need to do those things only. You need to do you don't it will be not allow for do some extra things. Okay, so that is cloud computing, and it's good choice for less resources. Okay, so if you are doing less resource, small type of small scale industries, you can, it's useful, but it will be used for high resources. Okay, so that is cloud computing will be used for high resources. Okay, so it's utility computing is always refers to business model, and then it's IT architecture. Okay, so it will be always used for IT architecture. And this is the overall recap of cloud versus utility versus grid computing. So just you can read it. So next I will move on to next slide. Then security concerns for cloud computing. Okay, so security concerns, how we can like what are the things we can our data, what are the malicious or malware attacks will be happen. Okay, because if we saved in your PC also, PC means it will be secure, but we are saving our personal data somewhere in cloud. Okay, so what are the attacks, what are the security concerns will be there. Okay, like data breaches. Okay, data breaches means nowadays most of the news are coming based on based on Facebook or WhatsApp. Like Facebook, some of the users detail like username and passwords are in online, directly in online, like that. Sometimes we are hearing those news. Okay, that and all data breaches. Okay, so data breaches we will it will be come. And then access management identity, that is we can't know whether my mail ID accessed by me or some other person, that is identity or access management. And insecure APIs. Okay, insecure APIs and system vulnerability, and then account or service hijacking, and then malicious insider threats and advanced persistent threats, data loss. Okay, and then insufficient due diligence, and then poor IP protection, malware injection. Okay, so malware injection like WSN. Okay, wireless sensor network. Okay, if we are using wireless sensor network, in that wireless sensor network I will introduce my own sensor network. Within that own sensor network I will collect some other data details also. Okay, so that is malicious injection, malware injection, and DDoS attack. So, and like communication with the CSPs. So these are the some of the security concerns we need to do in cloud computing. Okay, so privacy concerns. Privacy concerns means we have our own data in our cloud. Okay, we don't know whether it's an encrypted one or whether it's a decrypt, whether it's secured one. Okay, so we don't know anything, but we have some data in personal data in cloud. Okay, so advantages and disadvantages that we see. So if you using cloud, which is a lower cost, improved performance, reduces software cost. So this is an advantage. Okay, so latest version availability, easier group collaboration, device independence, and then improved document. Like this we can. Disadvantage is consult internet connection. Okay, whenever you need to access the data, we need internet connection, and does not work well as low speed connection. Okay, so if you have not a good internet connection, if you not have a good internet connection, it's low speed. Okay, then future might be limited and can be slow, like that. Disadvantage. Okay, so that's it guys about cloud computing. Okay, so I hope everybody will understood about what is the cloud, what is cloud, and what is cloud computing, and then what are the services available, and what are the types of clouds available, and then what are the different types of cloud we are using nowadays. Okay, I hope everybody will understood. And then if you have any doubt regarding this webinar, you can contact me on soe.java@pantechmail.com. okay, so if you need any upcoming furthermore events like you need to know, you can contact this number. Okay, so 7010888841, and then we have Telegram channel also, Pantech eLearning. So if you need you can achieve that you can join with our Pantech eLearning channel. Okay, so thanks for this wonderful webinar conducting by SIVET college, and thanks for the organized department, the Department of Commerce Computer Application, and thanks for those patrons and inventor like president of SIVET college and secretary of SIVET college and principal of and director of SIVET college and HODs and staffs of Department of Commerce, okay, Computer Application. Okay, so thanks for this connecting wonderful webinar association with Pantech eLearning, and let me see on another one good session. Thank you all. And if you need any internship or any other webinar like this for your college, or you need any other internship you can contact these numbers, Sendil Kumar, Mr. Srinivasan and Mr. Kumarasamy. They will help you. And then we are conducting IETE internships also. Okay, so 5 days and 10 days technical training program. You will be get a certificate with IETE domain knowledge. Okay, so you will be get a certificate from IETE, that is Institute of Electronic and Telecommunication. So if you need those certificate with internship, you can contact those 3 members. They will help you. Okay, so and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and hit a bell icon. You will get a notification. And then if you like this video, please click a like button, and then share to your share to your friends or any other WhatsApp group. They will comes to know the technology about cloud computing. And then thank you all. Have a nice day.